And a boot to Baszler. Takes Baszler out of the mix. Charlotte.
Tiffany Stratton calls out Charlotte Flair for bias, says what she means. Tonight's episode of SmackDown saw Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair have a split-screen interview. This was just a week after the two had to be separated during a brawl in Barcelona. The interview kicked off with the WWE Women's Champion trying to get the first word, but the Queen quickly cut her off. She claimed she felt sorry for Stratton, saying she was not all that special despite constantly trying to compare herself with Flair. This didn't sit well with Tiffany Stratton, who had a brutal rebuttal. She confidently claimed that she was coming for Charlotte Flair's throne before exposing the latter's bias. She pointed out that Flair always goes after the hottest thing in WWE, but this strategy will not work now. The WWE Universe has taken issue with Flair challenging, defeating, and killing the momentum of WWE superstars. However, Tiffany Stratton seems confident she can change that narrative. This is what you do. You find the hottest thing and you throw water on it. It may have worked in the past, but it's not going to work on me, Charlotte claimed Stratton. This rivalry is sure to only heat up further in the coming weeks. It will be interesting to see which one of these two women comes out on top at WrestleMania 41 when all is said and done. Charlotte Flair snaps back at fan in true heel fashion ahead of WWE SmackDown. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair fired back at a fan's comments hours before the upcoming edition of Friday Night SmackDown. The show is set to emanate live from the Unipol Arena in Bologna, Italy. The Queen returned from injury last month to enter the Women's Royal Rumble match. She put forth a praiseworthy performance and won the contest to punch her ticket to a championship match at WrestleMania 41. Earlier today, Charlotte Flair posted an update on X, Twitter, stating that she does her work and goes home. However, a fan responded to the post by throwing shade at the 38-year-old. He accused the star of leaving and then coming back to take a championship from a more deserving talent every time. The former WWE Women's Champion wasted no time and snapped back at the fan. She responded to the X Twitter post with a sarcastic remark about booking herself and everyone else. Wrestling veteran believes Charlotte Flair will win the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Following her win at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, Charlotte Flair showed up on all three brands to explore her options before announcing Tiffany Stratton as her WrestleMania 41 opponent. The two will compete for the WWE Women's Championship. During a recent episode of live Q&A on Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge, legendary wrestling journalist Bill Apter predicted Flair would win the title at the show of shows despite fans rooting for the buff Barbie. However, the veteran noted that Charlotte's reign as the champion could be short-lived, and he would love to see Stratton chasing after the Queen's title. "I think Charlotte Flair is going to win it. I think that the fans want Tiffany to win, but I think WWE wants to up Charlotte's heel role. And even if it's just for till the next PLE or SummerSlam, right? It'd be a good thing with Tiffany chasing Charlotte for the title," he said. Tiffany Stratton won the WWE Women's Championship on the January 3rd edition of Friday Night SmackDown. She cashed in her Women's Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax to win her first title on the main roster. Having defeated Bayley and the Irresistible Force in her two title defenses so far, it remains to be seen how she fares against Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton won the WWE Women's Championship on the January 3rd edition of Friday Night SmackDown. She cashed in her Women's Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax to win her first title on the main roster. Having defeated Bayley and the Irresistible Force in her two title defenses so far, it remains to be seen how she fares against Charlotte Flair. Selfish, Charlotte Flair said to have buried Tiffany Stratton. Top WWE star seemingly agrees. A top WWE star seemingly agrees that Charlotte Flair buried Tiffany Stratton during their verbal exchange on tonight's episode of SmackDown. Nia Jax reposted an X Twitter post claiming the Queen buried the WWE Women's Champion. At WrestleMania 41, Flair will take on Tiffany Stratton in a WWE Women's title match. The Queen won the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match and chose to face Stratton at the show of shows. The two female stars have been feuding on WWE SmackDown since then. On tonight's episode of SmackDown, Charlotte Flair and Stratton had a verbal exchange via satellite, and many fans believe Flair got the upper hand. Some even thought Flair buried the women's champion. One such ex-Twitter post received a repost from none other than Nia Jax. Check out the screen grab below. 4 interferences that could happen during Charlotte Flair vs. Tiffany Stratton at WWE WrestleMania 41. Tiffany Stratton is heading to WrestleMania 41 to defend the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. The two wrestlers have proven themselves to be explosive enough during their brawls on SmackDown. However, this doesn't mean they shouldn't expect company in Las Vegas. Here are 4 stars who could interfere in their match at the show of shows. Number 4. Ric Flair could try to help his daughter become the WWE Women's Champion again. Hall of Famer Ric Flair is a big pillar, supporter, and fan of Charlotte Flair. The Nature Boy has cheered for his daughter for several of her matches from ringside. Thus, it isn't difficult to imagine that the legend could be there to witness her title match at WrestleMania 41. However, the Queen is currently a heel right now. Thus, there is a chance that Ric Flair could try to pull some underhanded tactics to give his daughter the advantage, as he wants Charlotte Flair to earn the WWE Women's Championship for the first time. Nia Jax could make Tiffany Stratton pay for betraying her. Nia Jax could make Tiffany Stratton pay for betraying her. Tiffany Stratton won the WWE Women's Championship after cashing in her Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax. The duo had been close friends with each other before. But, Jax had to look over her shoulder every time to check on Tiffy, who had helped her win the title from Bayley at the 2024 SummerSlam. While the Irresistible Force received a title rematch, it ended in a DQ and the title didn't change hands. However, she will have the perfect opportunity to exact revenge on the Buff Barbie for betraying her at WrestleMania 41. If Jax costs Tiffy the title, she could later claim a title shot against Charlotte Flair. She could state that she eliminated the most number of wrestlers from the Royal Rumble, which Flair won to receive her title shot. 2. Becky Lynch could cause problems for Tiffany Stratton. Becky Lynch is one of WWE's 4 horsewomen alongside Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. The man was last seen in action in May 2024 where she failed to reclaim the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan. While she has signed a new deal with the Stamford-based promotion after her contract expired in June 2024, Lynch hasn't returned so far. This, however, could change at WrestleMania 41 where big-time Bex could return as a heel. The man could help the Queen defeat Tiffany Stratton and win the WWE Women's Championship. Several rumors predict that Becky Lynch will have a new character upon her return, making this a likely outcome. Number 1. Trish Stratus could lend a helping hand to her new friend. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton have formed a very close friendship with each other in the past several weeks. The Buff Barbie and the 7-time Women's Champion have released new merchandise together and also won a tag team match against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at Elimination Chamber. The Hall of Famer could watch Tiffy's back in Las Vegas and prevent Charlotte Flair from playing dirty. Additionally, she could also keep an eye out for other wrestlers who may try to help the Queen win her 15th World Championship. It would be interesting to see if Tiffany Stratton is able to score a win in her first Mania title defense. Condolences. Charlotte Flair sends a message after WWE SmackDown. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair made a massive impact in the latest episode of SmackDown. The Queen has now issued a message, potentially directed at WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, following her verbal back and forth with the 25-year-old on the Friday night show. On the March 21st installment of the Blue Brands show in Bologna, Italy, Flair and Stratton participated in a split-screen interview with Joe Tessitore. The segment became memorable because the Queen dominated the conversation, seemingly undermining the Buff Barbie's confidence ahead of their WWE Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 41. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, the dirtiest diva in the game sent a brutal one-word message after SmackDown, seemingly disparaging Tiffany Stratton. WWE veterans comment on Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton's segment on SmackDown. Dutch Mantel and Vince Russo offered their thoughts on the verbal exchange via satellite between the Queen and the blonde bombshell. The veterans discussed this during an appearance on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down. According to Dutch Mantel, Tiffany Stratton looked scared after Charlotte Flair ate her alive. The veteran also